Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye. Ashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Ruttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nishtaki Mama Gnanati Vinandasya Gnanam Janashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahim Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uttapatakamanam Shri Gurun Vaishnavansta Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sativam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Rarita Shri Vishakanvitamscha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kancana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusuti Devi Pranamami Haripriye Mancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyev Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Okay, you Canto 1, Chapter 11, Verse 6. Natasmate Sadangri Virincha Vairincha Surendravanditam Parayanam Kshemamichet Ihetchatam Param Nayatra Kala Prabhavet Para Prabhu. The citizen said, O Lord, you are worshipped by all demigods like Brahma, the four sanas, and even the King of Heaven. You are the ultimate rest for those who are really aspiring to achieve the highest benefit of life. You are the supreme transcendental Lord, and inevitable time cannot exert its influence upon you. A very nice glorification. You are worshipped by all demigods like Brahma. Brahma, four sanas, which are the Kumaras, and then even the King of Heaven. Now we can understand here that it's so difficult to understand Krishna that even Brahma and Indra also get bewildered with Krishna. So though they are worshipped, but they can't still understand Krishna. You are the ultimate rest for those who are really aspiring to achieve the highest benefit of life. Ultimate rest. Ultimate rest means ultimate shelter, ultimate object, ultimate goal. For those who are really aspiring. Really aspiring. Right? Prabhupada is saying really aspiring. Because if we are really aspiring, then we should be willing to really do things that will please Krishna. So this really, like I'm really going to do it, like that. Really aspiring to achieve the highest benefit of life. You're the supreme transcendental Lord, and inevitable time cannot exert its influence upon you. Time, what is time? Time is just, actually, time is Durga Devi, Krishna's energy. Time is under the control of Krishna. Everything, the whole material world comes into existence because of time. Time actually starts, the process. Time triggers, because all the jivas have their karma phala and that they have to experience that karma phala. So time triggers the whole material creation, maintenance, destruction. Everything is under the control of time. Everybody is under the control of time. From Brahma down to a small ant, everybody is under the influence of time. But Krishna is not under the influence of time. Time is under the influence of Krishna. And so which is why every time I keep saying, when devotees say, I don't have time for sadhana, just remember whose control time is in. Time is in Krishna's control. So there's no way that one can say that I don't have time. Actually, hidden in that statement, I don't have time, is actual position, which is I don't want to give time. Now, if we say I don't want to give time, then nothing can be done about it. But if we want to give time, then we should say, I want to give time. Krishna, please shower your mercy and give me that time required to do it. And then it will happen, because time is under the influence of Krishna. Time is what? Time is death as well. Right? And devotees don't have death. Devotees are not under the control of time. Lord is also not under the control of the time, and devotees are also not under the control of time. And so this is very, very important, right? Actually, we transcend the influence of time when we become a pure devotee. And then one might ask, okay, then what about this, pure devotees also age, they show signs of diseases, then they also look like they're leaving their body just like other jivas. This is just so that, Lord doesn't want ordinary people to take this process of bhakti very cheaply. So he doesn't make it evident, he doesn't make it visible to people that there's no influence of time on devotees. But the fact that there is no influence of time on devotees is shown when devotees, even at the time of leaving their bodies, they can remember Krishna's name. Like Prabhupada, even at the last moment, he was giving a lecture. So pure devotees are not under the influence of time. Then we might think, oh no, I am under the influence of time. Yeah, to the extent that I believe that I'm under the influence of time, to that extent I'm under the influence of time. To the extent we believe that no, because I'm spirit soul, right, and I'm part and parcel of Krishna, and I'm engaged in his service, time cannot touch me because I'm under Krishna's protection. Then to that extent, time will not touch us. It's simply a matter of faith. It's simply a matter of faith, because the fact is that once we come under the shelter of Krishna, time cannot have influence on us. That is the fact. But if you're not ready to accept it, then Krishna will say, Tathastu, okay. You want to come under the influence of time, I'll leave it to you. If you take full shelter of me and have faith in me, then just like time cannot influence me, time cannot influence you as well. And somebody who's actually this time is like a very huge topic, so I'm not going to go into a lot of details, but just one very important thing. A person who has reached the stage of bhava in Krishna Bhakti, so there's one very important quality of that devotee. It's called avyartha kalatvam. Avyartha kalatvam means he doesn't want to waste his time doing nonsense. He doesn't want to waste even a moment doing unnecessary things. Now, we should not artificially imitate this. When we have our some material duties and then we're just saying, no, I don't want to do all this, I want just to Krishna Bhakti. We shouldn't very whimsically do these things. It's a process of purification. When our heart is really pure, when we are not actually connected with this material world as such, then we can come to that stage of Vyartha Kalatvam, because there are other associated qualities also for devotee who is in bhava. But this one very important thing, it doesn't waste time doing anything apart from serving Krishna. Anyway, so the point is devotees are not under the influence of time. Time destroys, so uh, time cannot destroy devotees. Time cannot destroy devotees' bhakti. And time doesn't have any influence in the spiritual world. So this is very beautiful. Time doesn't have any influence on the spiritual world. Now, when we ask here saying that How is it that there is yesterday, today, and tomorrow? How is it that there is day and night? It's all the influence of time, isn't it? So to morning and there's 4 o'clock, then there's 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock, etc., etc. Day progresses. How do we know day is progressing? Time is moving, time is ticking, right? So yesterday means it was time. It was 24 hours before. Tomorrow means it's 24 hours after. So in this material world, everything has a perspective of time, right? And so there is sunrise and there is sunset. So then there is sun, there is moon, there's day, there's night. All this is influenced by time. But in the spiritual world, there is no time. There is no influence of time. Yet there is a sun, there is a moon, there is day, there is night, there are seasons. Everything is there. But there's no influence of time. Meaning it's all happening by the Achintya Leela Shakti of the Lord, Yoga Maya. And also even the sun, moon, everything that is there is not like material sun, moon. Actually, they're all spiritual. So anything is possible in Krishna Loka. Right? So we should understand time doesn't have any influence. And in fact, it is the same sequence of same schedule that the Lord follows every day in Goloka. It's called eightfold pastimes, Ashtakaliya Leela. It's the same time he gets up. It's the same time. Of course, I don't want to go into the details, but so everything is happening as per time. Krishna's day is divided into 8 parts, and each of them start and end exactly at the same time every day. But that's not this time. So it's anyway. So there are a lot of things about the spiritual world which are inconceivable. So Prabhupada is writing, the living entities are predominated Brahman, predominated. So there is predominated Brahman and there is predominating Brahman, meaning one who predominates, one who is predominated by. So living entities are predominated, but they're also Brahman because they're part and parcel of Krishna. But the Supreme Lord is the predominating Brahman. As soon as we forget this clear fact, we are at once in illusion, and thus we are put into threefold miseries as one is put into dense darkness. The clear consciousness of the cognizant living being is God consciousness, in which one bows down unto him in all circumstances. So Prabhupada is just explaining that this is the position of the Supreme Lord. One who is wanting their real welfare should actually, he is the ultimate rest. So Prabhupada is explaining that, saying that, we have to remember, one has to be cognizant. And a clear consciousness of the cognizant living, cognizant meaning one who knows, one who is aware of this fact. That clear consciousness is God consciousness, meaning all the time being cognizant of the fact that Krishna is supreme, I am his servant. So what does such a person do? He always bows down unto him in all circumstances, literally and even in his mind and actions. Now, literally also, when we come into the temple, into any temple for that matter, right? So what is the sequence we have to bow down? First, we have to bow down in front of Srila Prabhupada. And if we are initiated or if we are sheltered by a guru, then we'll first offer pranam mantra of guru, taking permission from him to offer pranams to Prabhupada and then deities, etc. Right? And then we'll offer pranam mantra to Prabhupada. Then we'll go in front of the altar, and in front of the altar we offer obeisances only when the altar is open, not when the altar is closed. And please note this, multiple times I might have said this, but Krishna is a person. When the altar is closed, that it just indicates that Krishna is engaged in some personal, accepting some personal service. At that time, we should not go and disturb him. So if the altar is closed, that means that it's not time for us to go and offer obeisances, because Whenever we offer obeisances, immediately the Lord's attention turns towards his devotees. And so we'll be disturbing him. Only when the altar is open, we should offer obeisances. And then we offer obeisances from the main deities on the altar. That is a very complicated thing. Actually, there are three altars, then we should offer three different obeisances. If there are multiple deities all in the same altar, then there's a main deity, should start from the main deity, and then other deities coming down to then, Panchatattva, Tulsi Maharani, Acharyas, etc. We can offer obeisances, prayers. We have to offer prayers, right? Whenever we are offering obeisances, means we are offering prayers. And we should bow down. When we go out of the temple, how do? We have to do the reverse. We have to first bow down to the deities, then to Prabhupada, then to our Guru, and then we go out. Again, we come back inside the temple. Again, we have to do the same thing. It's not like, oh, ek bar ho gaya. Of course, I mean, if some devotees are engaged in service and then going up and down in the temple, then yeah, that's not expected. But generally, if devotees have come and then for some reason they go out, say, go to the washroom and come back again, you have to offer obeisance. Of course, when you go to the washroom, you have to wash your legs. All these are like, devotees have not been trained to do all this. So we have to tell all these things in detail. Anyway, the point is that we have to bow down to him in all circumstances. When we have situations which are above our ability to manage, then we naturally bow down. Krishna actually says in Bhagavad Gita 18th chapter, he says, Chetasa sarva durgani matprasada tarishyasi. Atachetvam ahankaran na shosyasi vinangshasi. So he's saying, with your mind fixed on me, sarva durgani, all difficulties you will cross. Matprasadat, by my mercy. That is the way of living life. The way of living life is to be fixed in Krishna consciousness. And then Krishna will help us, will take us over all those obstacles. And he's saying, Atachetvam ahankaran. Ahankaran. Oh, feel, no. I can do myself. Me, I, mine. Na shoshasi vinangshasi. You will be lost. You'll be lost in this material world. Material world is a dense forest of darkness. Very easy to get lost. Not difficult at all. Very easy. But one who is always constantly in Krishna conscious. Krishna conscious basically means in all situations, the only thing that has to come to words that should come from our mouth, Krishna, is Krishna consciousness. Whatever it is, good, bad, ugly, all circumstances. That's all we need to develop. That is Krishna consciousness. Ultimately, at death also we'll say, okay, we are in pain, we'll call Krishna. We are happy, we are leaving our body, we'll call Krishna. Whatever it is, we'll call Krishna. This is God consciousness. Krishna consciousness doesn't mean, okay, when I come into the temple or when I'm holding the chanting beads in my hand, of course, even when we have chanting beads in our hand, we have material consciousness. We don't have Krishna consciousness. Or when we only come to the temple, when we see devotees, we become Krishna conscious. Rest of the time, we are material conscious. So gradually it should reduce. This material consciousness has to reduce. So we have to bow down to him in all circumstances. And that is the safest way to live in this material world and the recommended way. Krishna himself is telling. Okay. So we should remember everybody is worshipping Krishna. Why should I not worship Krishna? And Krishna is not pleased by pompous. Actually says even if the demigods are offering big worship, Krishna doesn't accept. If somebody is offering with pride. But if a simple devotee, he offers with love, patram pushpam phalam thoyam, Krishna is ready to accept it. So worship means feeling. Worship means love, not just some pompous display of richness. But of course, if a devotee with love and affection can offer, great uh, opulence to the Lord will happily accept it. If he cannot, if his position is that he cannot, Lord will still accept whatever he is able to offer. Actually, I mean, these statements are so thought provoking. I can just go on and on. So many thoughts are coming. Right? We take shelter of so many things in the material world. Ultimately, we have to realize that we have to come to the shelter of Krishna, because this is the highest benefit. Anyway, so yeah. Bhavayanastvam bhava vishvabhavana tvam eva matath suhrutpatih pitha tvam sadgururna paramam cha daivatam yasyānuvritya kritino bhupuvima. O Creator of the universe, you are our mother, well-wisher, Lord, Father, spiritual master, worshipable deity. By following in your footsteps, we have become successful in every respect. We pray, therefore, that you continue to bless us with your mercy. He is the creator of the universe. He is the father, mother, guru, well-wisher. Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, Oktaram tapasam sarvalokamaeshwaram surhudam sarvabhutanam surhudam. Well-wisher. Spiritual master and worshipable deity. By following in your footsteps, what are the footsteps given by Krishna? These are all his instructions that Krishna leaves when he comes to this material world. He's also given it in the Shastras, but Vedas, but it's very difficult to get to the essence of them. So when Krishna came himself and said, he spoke the essence. And so one who follows in his footsteps, so there are two words in Sanskrit, Anusaran, Anukaran. Anukaran means imitation. We cannot imitate. We should not imitate Krishna. Anusaran means we should follow in his footsteps. And his footsteps means footsteps of Acharyas, footsteps of Guru. By doing that, what happens? One becomes successful in every respect. Every respect, not just achieving spiritual perfection, but even materially, we will achieve success in the sense, we will use our life in the proper way. Not that we are going to become like a big, material successes in, wealth wise or name, la puja pratishtha, not like that, but we'll be successful in whatever we are trying to do in our material life, be it our day-to-day duties, etc. We'll be successful in every respect. We pray, therefore, that you continue to bless us with your mercy. So we have to pray. We have to pray to Krishna. What should we pray? What should our prayer be to Krishna? What should our prayer be? Anybody? Anybody wants to share? What should our prayer be?
That we have to
get back to him.
Get back to him. Okay.
Go back to his lotus feet.
Okay. Okay.
We have to focus on bhakti and not the material things. You have to increase our interest in bhakti. In him, not
okay. Okay. What should we pray? What should our prayer be?
We should not forget his lotus feet.
We should not forget his lotus feet. The only prayer we should make is saying that in all circumstances, come what may, let me not forget you, Krishna. That's all we have to pray. Right? Because all the other things ultimately come to this. Always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. So we have to pray that I will never forget. I should never forget it. I should always be able to remember you in all circumstances. Of course, different devotees have different prayers. It's not like there's only one prayer, but this is the ultimate one. And many great devotees have prayed saying that, give me association of devotees. Give me association of devotees. Let me be able to hear from their lotus mouths. And by doing so, I will not be able to forget you. But the ultimate point is that we should not forget Krishna. We should not forget Krishna. So we should pray for this. And of course, we should also pray everything that is an obstacle in our bhakti today. Material obstacles that are there in bhakti, which are our mind, body, relations, society, country, whatever it is. Whatever are obstacles on the path of our bhakti, we should pray. Sometimes devotees are a bit bewildered. Okay, I'm in a society. What should I do? Should I do intense bhakti, or should I do bhakti as much as possible? Why do I have to? Why do I have to act in such a way that I will kind of, seclude myself out of the society, or I will become unfit to live in the society? So they're worried to pray to Krishna, saying that, give me more bhakti. So what is this? So let's just think about this, right? Say, this society that we are living in. So how much should we be worried about this society, or what should be our relationship with this society? Yeah, I mean, some people who don't have relatives only, they don't understand. They won't be able to appreciate this question, right? But those of us who are in the midst of relatives and friends and family and this and that and all that, such people should think about this, because for others it's very easy. They'll say, don't bother about relatives because they're not relatives to bother. But what about others? Do we see these society and these social activities, do we see them as obstacle, or do we see them as required? Some devotees saying that everything has to go on. Everything has to go on. Meaning that we have to go to somebody's function, and then they'll say, oh, you come so nice, please eat something. Then I'll think, oh, how can I say that I can't eat non-prasadam? They'll feel bad. Okay, I'll eat little curd rice. So what is it? Is it an obstacle? Is it not an obstacle? Do we have Krishna as the ultimate, as the highest benefit in life, and he is the ultimate rest? What should we do? How should we deal with these, the so-called relatives and these social functions, society? And do we see them as obstacles? Do we see them as favorable to Krishna consciousness? Because there are only two things. Either it is anukulyasya, it is either favorable or it is unfavorable. Because prayer, I'm just thinking prayer, okay, what all have I prayed to Krishna so far? So we say Bhakti Vigna Vinashaka Narsimhadev Bhagavan ki jai. So we pray that, okay, all these Narsimhadev, all these material obstacles, please remove them by your mercy. But first of all, it should be clear in our mind, what are we considering as material obstacles? So that thought came to my mind, and I was thinking, saying that, okay, what is it that we consider as obstacles? And the biggest challenge that I see with most devotees is, one, those who are in the midst of relatives. One is relatives. Of course, first is family itself. Some cases, families themselves are obstacle. Second thing is society. It becomes an obstacle. Third time, sometimes, unfortunately, but sometimes devotees themselves become obstacles. Not us as in us, but other devotees along with us. So, just to maybe help you understand what that means, is we want to go at 100 kilometer speed, somebody pulls us down to 10 kilometers. Somebody says, no, this is all too much. Don't do all this. Just take it easy. We have to balance. People keep asking me, Prabhu, how do I balance material and spiritual life? I tell them there is no two lives at all. There's only one life, which is spiritual life. In spiritual life, we have some material duties because we have a body. That's all. There are no two lives. There's no material life, spiritual life. The moment we start thinking, saying there's material life, there is spiritual life, then we are gone. That means that we have not got the philosophy right. Isn't it? Because we are what? We are spirit soul. So spirit soul should have what life? Spiritual life. Oh, by the way, but the spirit soul is staying in a house which is material. Okay, so let's maintain it. Material duties. But if we start thinking that we have to give too much importance to material life, and then obviously all these questions will come to mind. How do I balance? What do I do? All these is not the right direction. Right direction is I'm spiritual. My duty is my life is spiritual life. But since I have a body to maintain, I will do some material duties to take care of it. So what about these? I mean, are these obstacles? These obstacles, society, is it an obstacle? Unsupporting family, is it an obstacle? What should we do with those devotees who ask us to slow down, who ask us not to go fast? Because they are going slow and they think that is the way to do. What should we pray? What should we pray in these cases? It's practical,
Krishna,
right? Prayer is just one sec. Prayer is a very practical thing. It's a practical thing, meaning here and today, right? Here and now. Because what we are praying today, tomorrow might be different. Of course, the ultimate prayer is Krishna, let me not forget you at all. But there might also be intermediate prayers. So what should we pray with these? Are these obstacles, not obstacles? If they're obstacles, or how should we pray about these things,
You have to pray that Krishna, please help me, guide me in the right direction, and keep me in the right association. Also, we have to be able to differentiate. We have to be wise enough to know. We have to open our eyes to what is right, what is wrong. We should choose devotee associations.
Okay. So we should pray to Krishna to give us clarity of vision so that we don't become clouded, we don't become emotional, we remain rational. Yeah, okay. Then what about society? What do we do with this society?
Prabhuji, correct me if I'm wrong, but a devotee sees everything favorable, every situation favorable to Krishna consciousness. Like even if the situation is not so favorable, also it's not so.
Okay, but what does it mean? I mean, I'm saying I'm being called to somebody's house and I have to eat non-prasadam. Is it favorable to Krishna consciousness? I mean, we should not be in this. We should not be in this. See, it's a Uttama Adhikari's vision that everything is favorable. But discrimination is very, very important. Please don't forget that. If I'm pushed into some situation without option, as in I'm forced to do something, okay, then we'll say, okay, this is Krishna's will. But here there's an option. Whether I go and eat that non-prasadam or whether I won't.
Prabhuji, is it like if the prasadam doesn't have onion and garlic, no, we can
It's
offer
not
it
prasadam.
mentally,
No. All this is nonsense.
Like,
no.
There is one devotee, for example, like
No. Please.
Okay.
I don't want to understand who's saying that. Okay. I'm saying, see, we should understand there are rules. We can create our own processes. Our own processes we can create. This is all escape route. Otherwise, why Krishna is giving a process? First of all, why Krishna is saying offer it to me with love? Why is Krishna is saying that first cook with love and then offer it with love? Isn't it? Is Krishna just saying, has Prabhupada anywhere said? That's why I keep saying please read Prabhupada's books. Please read that purport on Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam. Prabhupada is so clearly saying, we can't bring something from outside and offer it to Krishna. We can't bring some food cooked by somebody else and offer to Krishna. It's not allowed. I don't know I don't want to know who is recommending, but this is not the process, right? This is all just, I mean, whatever, I don't know, speculations. Only one situation we can do this, right? When we are dying. When we are dying, I am not able to live for a moment, but I want to live to serve Krishna. Krishna will never put such a sincere devotee in that position. But even if that happens, still we should take maybe a fruit, if possible, than some cooked food by some karmi, right? Take a fruit which is given by the mercy of the Lord Himself, and mentally offer, saying that I'm very sorry. I'm, this weak, your weak servant who's not able to live without, this morsel of your mercy. So I'm offering it to you mentally. Even if you go to Dham, people have this misconception that we go to Dham, we just take whatever in any store, shop, and just eat. Go to Vrindavan, just eat. No, we have to offer it to Krishna. There it is okay, because everywhere, every person there is considered as a devotee. So we can take from a shop, but we have to still offer it to Krishna. But when it is outside the Dham, there is no question of taking anything which is prepared by non-devotees. Nothing. Even if it is cooked by Brahmanas, there is a process for that, of begging for forgiveness when we are offering. But it's not like generally, I'm sorry, I just cannot. These deviations we should keep away from. It's a very simple process. Why are we adding bells and whistles to this? It's a very simple process that our acharyas have given. There's a mantra to be chanted. There's a process. There's a plate. There's a sanctity of the offering. The sanctity of the how food has been prepared with love and affection. And we offer it to Krishna. We leave it for him to accept our offering for 15-20 minutes. Then we take it as prasadam, and then we honor it. So there's no question of just going and something somebody has cooked. We don't know what vessels they've used, what consciousness they've cooked. We simply go and accept. Why I accepted? I just mentally, I want to eat this, I want to eat this. So I'm just offering to you. Just accept it, no? I mean, this is not love. This is not love. This is transactional. This is Vaidhi Bhakti. Even in Vaidhi Bhakti, there are rules. This is not at all acceptable. I don't. Anyway. So next time, if you are saying something, please don't tell who that person is who spoke. You just tell that I've heard this, right? Because I don't want to know that person. I don't want to then, think about anything about anybody, right? Because I want to just tell whatever our acharyas have told us. And in our way of doing bhakti, there are no deviations. We don't create our own rules. We are servants. We follow rules. Right? Maybe it is given in some, but there will be always star conditions. And at the end of the day, whether it's, okay, why? Maybe there's a process where we can offer mentally. Yeah, why? Because that one Brahmana who wanted to offer sweet rice to the Lord, he didn't have anything. He didn't have, I mean, he was broken. I mean, he didn't have anything to offer. But his love was to the Supreme Lord was so much that he wanted to offer opulent worship to him, to the Lord, right? So then he imagined a beautiful altar, fully beautifully decorated, and lot of nice, colorful, fragrant flowers offered. And then he's offering, arati. And then before that, he gets water from all the holy rivers and bathes the deities, and then offers arati, and then offers bhoga. Now, when he has to offer bhoga, what is he offering? He wants to offer sweet rice to the Lord, because it's his love for the Lord, and he doesn't have any ingredients with him. He's mentally preparing, that sweet rice, and it's like boiling on the stove. And then he wants to see, okay, the cooking is done. Then he takes that, puts it into, some kind of a bowl to offer it to the Lord. And then he's thinking, oh, this sweet rice was boiling hot. How will the Lord eat it? Let me just check what is the temperature. Is it edible? And then he puts his hand into that. I mean, he puts it hand into that, and his whole mood is this hot enough for the Lord to eat? I mean, fire comes out from the mouth of Krishna, right? So what is the big difficulty if something is hot for Krishna to eat? But this is the love of the devotee that he wants to. He's treating Krishna as a person, and he's saying, no. I should offer it the right temperature. And so he's touching it, and his finger is burnt. Now we should not use this. If we are in this level of bhava, then we can do anything. And that devotee will not do anything. He will not touch non-grain. Non-prasadam. He will not go near. He'll say, I will die. I will die. I don't want to accept this non-prasadam. Right? But such exalted devotees can do mental worship, mental offering. Thank you for bringing this out, because it's very unfortunate that we don't want to just simply stick to rules. We want to create some kind of options for ourselves, right? And see, it's at the end of the day, why do we have to follow all this? Why do we have to be so strict about all this? It's a matter of love. It's a matter of love. It's a matter of devotion. And sometimes people think, I can just offer. I ask, saying that, what is the intention? What is our intention in this offering? Actually, the intention in our offering is, I want to eat it, isn't it? And then we have been told by our acharya saying that don't eat anything which is not offered to Krishna. So let me just offer it to Krishna. He's like one non-living thing. Like there's one photo frame I'll just offer. I can offer anything I want. I can offer however I want. Suppose somebody does the same thing to us, how happy will we be? Meaning offered in some plate which is not cleaned properly, offered in a glass, half water, quarter water is there, and not even full glass of water is there. It's like somebody just brings a plate or food in front of me, and then I feel like, why is this person? I mean, person couldn't have. If you had not given only, I would have been happy. Seeing how the cleanliness, the way they've offered, etc. I see, like, why do I? I mean, it's okay. I could have been without eating this food. And to Krishna, we are like just mechanically, we're just offering. We're just cooking. We're offering mechanical. Anyway, I got totally deviated. And the whole point was about prayer, right? And the point I'm was trying to make is that we should first recognize obstacles in our life, in our bhakti life, and we should pray that all these obstacles are taken out. But how do we even know that something is an obstacle? This is a classic example, right? How do we know if something is an obstacle, if something we are doing is right or wrong? Please read Prabhupada's book. I can't underemphasize this or overemphasize this, as in we have to simply read Prabhupada's books. And this is the reason why I said don't hear from anybody till you read Prabhupada's books, because we think that everything is acceptable. Everything is not acceptable. Only what Prabhupada has said is acceptable. And if there are exceptions to the normal rules that have been given to us, we have to ask our guru, not just to anybody. Our situation might be in such that, for example, somebody has to, because of some medical condition, somebody has to cook without taking bath for whatever reason. I'm just saying, some weird scenario, right? Then we should seek permission from our guru, saying that, see, I'm doing this. I know that this is not possible, but this is the condition, this is the situation because of which now I'm having to cook without taking bath. And then be ready to accept whatever the guru says. If guru says it's okay, go ahead. Then guru has taken the responsibility, and Krishna understands, okay, this is a very genuine case, so he'll also accept it. But these things shouldn't be done whimsically. Our own imagination of rules, our own imagination of what is allowed, what is acceptable, what is not acceptable. I'll just tell one thing to Matajis. I know many people can't manage this. For example, when Matajis are during their unclean period, they should not cook. They should not cook for the Lord. But then there are other saying, okay, it's okay, inevitable, nothing is there, nothing is possible. You can do, nobody else is there to cook. Why nobody else is there to cook? Escapism. Why aren't there Prabhus in the house? Of course, the non-devotees, then there's. But my preference, for example, is not to offer that to the Lord. But of course, if the Guru says it's okay to offer in these situations because your position situation is like this, okay, then we can offer. Right? But if left to myself, for example, I'll say, okay, I will eat non-prasadam. As in, I will, okay, somebody's cooking, okay, because I can't cook for whatever reason, say, okay, and that person is not clean, cannot be offered to Krishna, but I'll not offer to Krishna. I will eat that without offering it to Krishna. Let me get the karma phala. This is my mood. Let me get the karma phala. Right? Because I don't want to offer something just because I want to tick the box that I'm eating only prasadam. If I'm not able to follow the standard, let me suffer. And this is a matter of how we feel towards Krishna, right? As in, so I'm saying it's not, we shouldn't take this. Yesterday somebody was asking, Prabhu, so many rules. I said, see, please don't think about the rules. Think about why the rules. If we simply look at the rules, we'll think that, this is crazy. I mean, who can follow all this? But I said, just think about for whom are we following rules? What is the reason why these rules have been given? What is the reason these rules have been given? Why have these rules been given to us?
To be able to perform our bhakti properly, to get more closer to.
Okay, Ruchira Mataji.
Prabhuji, to purify ourselves.
To purify ourselves. Because we are crazy. I mean, our minds are crazy. We'll just do whatever we want, right? So acharyas have said, no. There is Vaidhi, there is Vidhi, there's a process. This has to be followed. This is as per Shastra. So do it this way. Do it this way. Right? And what is the inspiration for this? Oh, why? Because I want it to please Krishna. I want to please Krishna. I want Krishna to happily accept my offering. And some people have this notion saying that, Krishna, he can accept anything. I love Krishna so much. I love Krishna so much that he can accept anything I offer. We are not saying I love Krishna so much that I am ready to do anything to please him. We are not saying that. We are saying I love Krishna so much that Krishna will accept anything. He's ready to accept anything I do. Whatever nonsense I do, he's ready to accept. Which is a better bhakti? Which is a better bhakti? Whether to say Krishna is so merciful that he's going to accept anything that I offer, or saying that I love Krishna so much that I want to do exactly what he asked me to do so that he'll be happy.
Krishna, so exactly whatever he wants to do, what he wants to do.
What he wants us to do, we have to do, and that is love. That is the expression of love. So the only thing that has to come to our mind when we look at all these rules and regulations is, will Krishna be happy if I don't do this? And I should not speculate about this. I should not speculate about this. No, it's okay, chalta hai. It's a matter of, it's just pure feeling for Krishna saying, no, I want to do it this way because Krishna has given this process. We come to the state of mental worship in Raganuga Bhakti. We are not at that stage. Let's please understand this. We are not at that stage. We are in the stage of Vaidhi Bhakti. In the stage of Vaidhi Bhakti, we are given rules and regulations to be followed by mind, kaya, vacha, manasa, by mind, body, and words. And there is a process. And I got totally sidelined. But the whole point I'm making is whenever we see any obstacles in our bhakti, please recognize that what is an obstacle? An obstacle is something which prevents me from going closer to Krishna. How do I go closer to Krishna? By following his instructions, by following the instructions of Guru, by following the instructions of Acharyas, I go closer to Krishna. Now, if I want to go closer to Krishna, then I will identify, recognize obstacles, and then pray to Krishna to remove those obstacles. If I can't recognize those obstacles at all, then I will possibly, engage in those activities without clear understanding, saying that, oh, I have to actually get out of this. What I'm doing is not right. So first is knowledge. Please read Prabhupada's books. Understand what needs to be done, how life needs to be led. What is the role of, whatever, all this, family, society, country, etc. with respect to bhakti. And recognize if it is favorable to Krishna consciousness, not favorable to Krishna consciousness. Those not favorable, pray to the Lord to remove those obstacles so that we can worship Him the way He wants us to worship Him. He wants us to worship, right? So that we can please Him. And that is our goal. We want Krishna to be pleased with our service. Krishna doesn't need any food. Krishna doesn't need anything from us. Krishna is self-sufficient. But Krishna only wants one thing, which is bhakti, which is love. If you want to give Krishna to that, if you want to give Krishna love, then we should be ready to do whatever it takes. Not, I will do whatever I can and think that that is my way of loving Krishna. Very low standard, I hope. That's not the standard. The standard is I love Krishna. I'm willing to do whatever he wants me to do, however difficult it is. And whatever is preventing me from getting there should be identified, recognized as obstacles, and we should pray for the Lord's mercy so that these obstacles can be removed from our life. Okay, sorry, totally majorly distracted today. So I just couldn't follow. I mean, whatever I wanted to discuss. But anyway, I think it was important. Okay, so I'll stop here. It's already 8:58 anyway. If anybody has any further questions, clarifications on this, we can discuss. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, I want to tell one thing, Prabhu.
Yeah, please.
So, I mean, whatever the rules are there. So, when I first came to Krishna consciousness, so in our small town, so now it is entirely changed. So at that time, whoever decided to chant 16 rounds, devotees are telling they should throw TV outside from the
Yeah.
home. That is the first. Second
Okay.
is they should eat Krishna Prasadam, and if any relatives home they are going, they need to ask only fruits.
Yeah.
Okay, then they need to take and offer it to Lord and eat. This is the
Mm.
standard, and they should stop going to movies, whatever may be that. Like if they tell, oh, you need to see, they
Mm.
should not go to theaters. Okay,
Mm. Mm.
so like this, and if they are decided to get initiate, they are telling that you need to keep shika.
Mm.
So like this, it was following.
Very nice.
But
Mm.
when big cities devotees are coming,
Big city
and
devotees, correct. Yeah.
they saw that, okay, I mean, whatever
Anything can be
senior
done.
devotees,
Yeah.
they are saying, okay, so one time I saw after many years, one
Mm.
devotee bought some sweet box from outside sweet shop. They asked, Prabhu, can I offer it to Lord? And they said, okay, it's
Yeah.
fine. Then
Interest.
then it is the slowly the rules get deviated. Now it is like now many YouTube videos came, and so many are giving so many lectures, and it's like entirely now initiated devotees also they are okay. They are okay, Prabhu. You can take in giant food outside. It's like,
Jain is another famous thing. Yeah, Jain food.
and you can say Shri
Jain
Vishnu, Shri
restaurant.
Vishnu, Shri Vishnu, and you
Sri
can
Vishnu.
take.
Yeah.
So I am saying like in
Yeah.
small towns, for example, in my home also, these practices are there. Like if woman is unclean, yeah, I mean they are not allowed to cook,
Yeah.
and whenever and not every day is festivals, we are already informed like this is prepared to Lord, so should be very clean. We should keep
Mm.
that muddy. and
Hmm.
everything. These are all not new to us in
Yeah,
small
yeah,
town people
yeah.
who are living in small town like villages. These are all not at all new.
Yes.
But due to course of time and devotees, I mean, in
City
metropolitan
influence.
cities,
Yeah,
yeah,
city influence.
it all come to small towns now and polluted. But these are all not new, Prabhu.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that is why we say that these things are not. I mean, we are in India. If we are in some other country, then yeah, it's so difficult to understand, appreciate all this. But we are in India. This is just part of our culture. We all grew up. In fact, I mean, I also remember when I was small, even in Bangalore, it was not like this. We had so many strict rules to be followed, and then yeah, I mean, and then it's just way. It was just way of life. And today, so many deviations, so many deviations. It's literally like, you know, actually, my Guru Maharaj, Sonal Bhakti Vikas Maharaj, is writing one book. Okay, this is going to be a Bible, for a lack of better word, for ISKCON devotees. It's called Vaishnava Culture, Etiquette, and Behavior. Okay, please, when it comes, please get your copy. It's going to talk about so many nitty gritties of life, nitty gritties of life. Right, and he is, I mean, you should know if you've read Maharaj's books, he never quotes anything by himself, right? He always quotes Prabhupada. He says, Sri Prabhupada is saying this here, this is how we have to follow. Right, I mean, it's a big book. Yeah, I mean, I don't know when it's going to come. Almost some 120 130 topics are being covered. 130 topics. Just imagine the amount of detail that is there in Krishna consciousness. And this is just draft, I mean, it's still Maharaj is still not started that book. Actually, he's just there's a draft. He's working on another book. Please, please, please look out for this. It's called Mood and Mission of Srila Prabhupada. And he's writing this because he's seeing that ISKCON is just moving far, far, far away from what Prabhupada wanted it to be. It's a simple thing, just simple thing. Read Prabhupada's books and follow it. What is the big difficulty in that? What is the big difficulty? And Prabhupada is written in such a simple language. Such simple language. I mean, I realize when I read previous Acharya's books and, I mean, it's so complicated. It's not easy. And when I read Prabhupada's books, I feel, oh, this is like water. It's like water. It flows. I mean, this is important because this is how we are. This is how we are taught to serve Krishna. This is how we are taught to love Krishna. This is bhakti. Yeah, very nice. Thank you for enlightening us on that. This culture, this is part of our culture. This was our culture.
Hare Krishna,
Okay.
Prabhu.
Yeah.
Prabhu, my question is more towards whatever we have discussed today. With respect to that, yes, that is the ultimatum, but we are not there yet.
Mm.
Uh, how do we inspire ourselves to be there?
I mean,
Uh,
my focus was that in the answer, right? My focus was only that. The point
yeah,
is that whether we love Krishna or not, whether we want to serve Krishna nicely or not, that is our motivation.
correct, Prabhu. But overall, like in this, like how Raju Prabhu was mentioning about how things are changing on one side and how we are forgetting few basic fundamentals. Uh, how do we aspire and how do we ensure that we don't miss out that these are non-negotiables for us?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
and how do we constantly keep ourselves, mindful about all of this? So
Okay.
while I'm sure Shravanam, Kirtanam, and reading couple of Srila Prabhupada books will help, but is there anything more which can help us to keep ourselves on tap?
Yeah. So see, first thing your question is saying that what should be our inspiration or motivation to do this? What is your motivation to come today at 8 o'clock for the class?
To know about Bhagavatam, like basically,
Why?
uh,
Why you want to know about Bhagavatam?
it's basically, how do I say, Prabhu?
Yeah, we have to think.
trying to get closer to whatever we are doing,
Ah,
and
trying to get
how
closer,
we.
trying to get closer to Krishna, basically, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
We are
Yeah.
trying to hear why, because we are trying to get closer to Krishna. We are trying to understand Krishna. Bhagavatam is to understand Krishna, isn't it? To understand devotees, how they are serving Krishna, to understand what bhakti is. That is Bhagavatam. Why are we serving? Why are we coming? Saturday, yesterday we had satsang. All these devotees beautifully came and served. Why we are doing that? Why we are taking so much of difficulty? Why we can just sit at home? Why we are doing that, Vamshi Prabhu? Why are we trying to preach? Why are we trying to open center? Why are we taking so much of difficulty? For what?
It's for our own personal cleansing, and of course, how we can get more mercy from Krishna.
But why you need mercy from Krishna? Why do you need mercy from Krishna? For what?
So to do better things, Prabhu. It's more like, how do I say? Uh, how can we get closer to it? How can we
See,
get
that's
closer
the
to
whole
Krishna?
point. I'm just pushing you.
Yeah.
I'm just pushing you to the corner, right? That's all I'm
Mm.
trying to do by asking question, right? Yeah, ultimately you have to come to this in your mind. It should be clear saying that why am I doing all this? Yeah, for my cleansing. But why do I want to get cleansed? I want to do better service. But why do I want to do better service? Because I want to just love Krishna. I want to serve him and please him, isn't it?
Yes, yes,
Is
yeah.
that top of our mind? This is the whole point. If it is top of our mind, saying that anything that I'm doing is just to see, I want to see that smile on Krishna, right? How will when will Krishna smile? Not whenever I am do some nonsense. He's not going to smile. He's going to smile when I follow what my guru is saying. He's going to smile when I follow what our acharyas are saying. And when I offer bhakti to him in that way, then he'll smile. Then yes, very nice. And that is what we have to. We are working for that. We are working towards that. So forget about everything else. Just if you remember this one line, why am I doing bhakti? To please Krishna, to make Krishna happy, to see that beautiful smile on Krishna's face. That's all. Actually, Krishna is smiling all the time. But still, it's a way of saying that, we want to make Krishna happy. As long as we don't forget this, we will not go wrong anywhere. We will not go wrong with anything. Our judgment will not be wrong. Of course, I mean, we shouldn't, again, like Prabhupada's books are the basis, please. I mean, all this, whatever I'm speaking, is just that, Prabhupada's books are so powerful and so crystal clear in terms of the path, in terms of what needs to be done, how it needs to be done, that when I simply hear about something which is not there in Prabhupada's books, my blood boils. It just boils because I feel like, oh, we've come to such a stage that I will read the purport what Srila Prabhupada is given, right? And then I will see, oh, practical. Oh, this is not practical at all. Oh, Prabhupada was impractical Acharya. How can we even think like this? Is Prabhupada impractical Acharya? That he wrote his books such that we cannot, and it's just 50 years. It's just 50 years, not even 50 years, right? Since these books were written. So we are thinking that Prabhupada is so outdated that his books are not relevant for me in just 50 years. And Prabhupada said these are going to be the guiding light for human society for the next 10,000 years. And now in 50 years only we are thinking, maybe not. Maybe Prabhupada's books are, it's all theory. Just we are minimizing the position of Srila Prabhupada by thinking that way. So I just can't tolerate when there are deviations from what Prabhupada has said. It's just my, weakness or whatever, right? Because Prabhupada has said so clearly, why are we becoming more intelligent than Prabhupada? I don't understand. I mean, and this is mainly to do with getting wrong guidance from people. Please, I mean, we are intelligent enough. Krishna has given us, all of us, intelligence. Otherwise, we wouldn't have come into Krishna consciousness. Please, let's use our intelligence. Krishna has given, will give us time if we don't have time. Please read Prabhupada's books. And we will experience actual bliss when we follow this. Real bliss. What is real bliss and what is non-real bliss? What is materially tinted is non-real bliss. Meaning doing things for myself is non-real bliss. It might be connected with Krishna consciousness. It's a very low platform. Higher platform is when we do only for Krishna. And then we experience real bliss and Krishna will reciprocate. Krishna will so mercifully reciprocate. It's a simple thing. Yesterday, all our devotees, Harnath Prabhu, they're all running from morning till evening to, we started a new preaching, in a new place. And at the end of the day, it was so beautiful. Everything was so nicely done. All that effort. And Krishna reciprocated. He sent so many new devotees. It's a new place. We had not even propagated. We had not even done any prachar. Krishna just sent people. So many new people. So Krishna reciprocates. When we are following what he is telling us to do, he reciprocates and we'll experience bliss. And that bliss is far greater than the so-called little pain that we have to experience dealing with other things in this material world. So my point is, just please remember, it is for pleasure of Krishna. Just remember that, everything else is my blah, 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 right? But basic point is that Prabhupada has said this so many times, said, please Krishna. The goal of our life is to please Krishna. As long as we remember this, everything else will fall in place. Okay, it's already 9:15. I don't want to take more time. But if anybody has any questions, I'm happy to clarify because this is very, very important. Unfortunately, we are all in, Raju Prabhu was saying, in this world of time of internet. Somebody was telling me saying that, anyway, don't want to get into it. So, yeah. So basically, Prabhupada's books. Let's not forget Prabhupada's books. That's my request. Yeah. Anything
Prabhu,
else? Yeah.
Clarifying again, apart from whatever is written in Prabhupada's books, even if it comes through a senior most devotee.
Who is a senior most devotee?
Or no, Prabhu, I'm just giving an example.
No, I'm trying to understand because
and they are following all of it.
No.
We shouldn't be following it.
No. Okay, so this is important. See, senior most actually, okay, let me put this in overall perspective, right? See, first is Prabhupada's books are the basis for anybody, senior or junior in ISKCON. Anybody, right? I mean, I know of many Maharajas who first start their day hearing Prabhupada Vani, reading his books. Today also when we do class, where are we reading from? We're reading from Prabhupada's books, right? We are not reading from some other book, right? So Prabhupada is the Shiksha Guru for everybody. Prabhupada is teaching everybody how to do bhakti because he is the Acharya sent by Krishna, right? Bottom line. Now, anybody who is how senior or junior, whatever it is, it's just about adherence to what Srila Prabhupada is saying. The more we are in tune with what Prabhupada is saying, the more safe we are, right? Now, I'll tell you one little thing for all of you to consider, and this is only with Maharajas, okay? Not with other devotees, who are preaching on the internet. This is only with Maharajas. Many Maharajas who have had personal association with Srila Prabhupada. And Srila Prabhupada, under certain circumstances, has told few things to those Maharajas which are slightly not completely in line with what he has written in his books. Okay? And those Maharajas are privy to that. They got those instructions from Prabhupada and they're following it. Except for those who have had personal association with Srila Prabhupada, and Srila Prabhupada has given them some deviation from his own rules that he has written in his book. Apart from those, everything else in ISKCON is just mash up. It's just like mental speculation, deviation, whatever you want to call it, right? And even those, many people say, no, my Guru Maharaj had told this. This is like, when I first came to ISKCON, I remember I also did this, cheating business of something I say and I say Prabhupada said. If I say Prabhupada said, everybody will just keep quiet. Right? But then I realized, no, I'm saying this, but I don't think Prabhupada has said this at all. Then I realized, no, I should not be speculating. Let me just make notes. So I know exactly what Prabhupada has said, so that I will not say something just because I want somebody to accept what I'm saying. Right? So if Prabhupada has said, then it's close your eyes and accept what Prabhupada has said. Right? Because he's our Acharya. If anybody else is saying anything, how do we know that it's in line with Prabhupada or not? And hence we need to read books. And when we read books and we say, hey, this is a deviation, then we can ask for clarification. So then I'll go ask the devotee, senior, junior, whoever it is, and whatever they're doing, if it is not, doesn't seem like in line with Prabhupada, then I'll go and ask very humbly, saying that, Prabhu, Mataji, this is what Prabhupada seems to be saying. These are the references, but you seem to be saying something else. Can you please tell me where is the reference for this from Prabhupada's words, actions, etc., so that I can be clear that it is authorized? Simple. Very simple. But if you have not read Prabhupada's books, then how do we know? How do you know whether that person is right or wrong? Hence the emphasis on reading Prabhupada's books.
Okay, Prabhu.
Is that clear, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. That's why I was saying, no, when I came into Krishna.
Mm.
Yeah, when I came to ISKCON, I didn't hear from anybody for 2 years. I was just reading. Prabhupada. Nothing else. I don't know anything. Even today, I don't know nothing. I don't hear from anybody else. And I hear from two or three selected speakers. That's all. And the reason for this is that we know that, there's everything, all kinds of things out there. We don't want. Prabhupada has given enough, Acharyas have given. We'll hear from them. Yeah.
And also, if for some reason a devotee goes to his guru and asks for some solution, maybe if some particular thing is getting difficult for him and Guru Maharaj says it is, or maybe gives an alternative, just clarifying, it is only for that particular devotee, right?
Absolutely. It is for that particular devotee in that particular situation.
Situation, right.
Guru might say, don't do this after the situation is over.
Okay.
Very, very sharp point you made. You know what has happened in ISKCON is one situation, Guru told something to somebody, right? And then it's just generically accepted, saying that since Guru told me
It is
this,
not for the whole world.
not for the whole world. Absolutely. It's not for the whole world. It's not even for me, maybe after this situation.
Okay.
Because it'll be a conditional exception that Guru might have given because he knows best what is possible. But it should be also directly from the Guru. Please note this. It's not from somebody who is a senior disciple of Guru, especially when we are deviating.
Okay.
Please understand this. Whoever it is, wherever, whichever Guru we are following, etc., etc. If there is a deviation, it should be permission from the Guru, not from some person representing Guru, not from some senior devotee. That's not acceptable. Following, it's okay. Everybody, like I said, if Prabhupada has said this, okay. Somebody I'm taking guidance from, he's also saying that, higher up is also saying that, my Guru is also saying that happy, right? I can listen to anybody because everybody seems to be saying, okay, exactly what Prabhupada is saying. But when there is a deviation, then we have to understand, saying that, oh, where did this come from? What is the scenario in which this deviation can be done? Who can do it? Who said this to whom? When? Why?
Okay.
And this is Krishna consciousness. We have to be conscious about Krishna, that's why before Krishna consciousness, for me, it's Prabhupada consciousness.
Right.
Prabhupada consciousness. If you're not in Prabhupada consciousness, see, Prabhupada said ISKCON is my body. Prabhupada said ISKCON is my body. There is one, I'm just going on and on. I'll stop with this one thing. There's one in Kannada. I don't know what is that, right? Like there's one guru, he had disciples. One set of disciples took hold of one leg of the guru. Another, you know that, na? Another set of disciples took hold of the other leg. And then they said, no, my leg, I want to press the leg of the guru nicely. He's like, like they're fighting amongst themselves, and the guru is under pain. Then somebody gets one, like bamboo, and then hits the guru's leg, saying that you do this to you don't touch my leg. Then he hits the other leg of the guru. It's like this. ISKCON is the body of Prabhupada, right? And we are just damaging. We're just damaging by doing all this, Prabhupada's body. So it's a very serious thing. It's a very serious thing. So please focus on this. Please read Prabhupada's books. All this will become clear if you simply read Prabhupada's books. Okay, we'll stop here. Okay, because it's already too long. Okay, so we'll continue again. Krishna willing next Sunday. Bhagavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Pancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyo Jagapati Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.